Hello, we're back on Twitch. Everybody should, let me double check my audios. Yay, yep, I have audio. Everybody should be able to hear me. Welcome back to Uncanny Adventures. We're playing some Skull and Shackles. Kat's feeling a little under the weather today, so won't be joining us. And hopefully Dylan will be on shortly. But until then, we have our other pirate crew members here. So we're going to say hi and jump back in for this week's session and see what's going on. So let's say hello. We'll start today with PaladinHulk.
That's me. Hi everybody, I'm PaladinHulk. I'm a Twitch moderator for Random Tuesday and Little Red Dot. I'm excited to get this show on the road, even though it's just us.
And how about Brad?
Hi everybody, I'm Brad. Just playing here and maybe a voice acting part, another podcast I'll talk about later. And looking forward to shenanigans and skulls and shackles today.
Outstanding. So recently on board ship, we've our crew here have been on board now, just about 2 weeks or so. It's getting on to getting used to the way the things on the ship work, dealing with interpersonal relationships with the other members of the crew, and with the hierarchy of the ship's officers and things like that. Last session, they went about their usual duties on board ship, dealt with a little more of the issues from this curse that is seeming to afflict various members of the crew. Appears to be centered very much on officers. And Antoinette had a brief face-to-face with Peppery Longfarthing that ended with Antoinette realizing that Peppery's got some guns up her sleeves there. She's got some powers and things like that. And Holt had challenged Jaundice, the large half-orc fellow who is very much a kind of talk with his fists, not with his mouth kind of guy, to a rematch.
Because he can't talk.
Apparently.
He's never said a word.
He's never said a word. He's challenged him to a rematch in the arm wrestling, as last time Jaundice seemed to have some issues. But just as everyone was finishing up their dinner and kind of getting ready for this rematch, Jaundice and some of his fellows collapsed unconscious for some reason. Who knows what, but they appear to have fallen sound asleep at the other end of the deck. So we open. It is evening. It is the like 11th or 12th day on board. I'd say it's the evening of the 11th day. And yeah, you have just watched, you heard a thud, 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 and you see Jaundice and Phipps and Aretta all slumped over. Aretta and Phipps are sort of slumped on each other, and Jaundice is lying on the deck. And Antoinette has just stepped through the door with Sandara. They just sort of look across the deck confused and move over to collect their dinner for the evening. What are you all doing?
They're not going to help? Oh, so harsh. I run over to Jaundice and I I tap him on the cheek, see if he'll wake up.
Give him a little tap, 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 tap. You get up.
Jaundice, wake up.
He kind of breathes out and sort of spittles at you a little bit, as he seems to be quite sound asleep.
Try a little harder.
Give him a little bit harder tap. He looks at you.
You fell on the ground. Are you all right?
He kind of rolls over and moves away and pushes himself up. Wipes his
This is exactly what happened last time.
drool. Looks back.
Look, your friends are they're down too.
Narwhal is sitting there. He's put his rum down and he's like, I don't like it. Don't like it one bit.
Not enough to be doing something about it. You wanna maybe help me?
Well,
Wanna wake that one up and I'll get this one?
Oh, why not let them sleep? They're obviously tired.
That is also a good point. Maybe what do you think, Jaundice? You know them best.
Jaundice looks at you. He looks at them sleeping. He looks back at you. Points at his arm.
You still want to go, even though you just passed out?
Oh, John,
I don't know, mate. Maybe that's not such a good idea.
I think you should go and hit the rack because you're obviously tired.
Or see the doctor or something. Wait, you don't think this could be that curse thing?
That's interesting.
Scratches at his head.
It's every time he talks about having a wrestling match, he falls asleep. That could be slippery still telling him
you all
something.
just pass out like this. Like
Could
if
be
it
slippery
was
still.
just you, then like maybe it'd be something medical, right? But like all of you, that's just weird.
He looks back at the other two and kind of motions at them. He leans in and he shoves Phipps on one side and just knocks Phipps and Aretta off the box they're on. And they both hit the deck and Phipps, what the hell is going on? Rolls over. You see him reach for the dagger in his boot for a second, and then he looks around.
It's all right. You passed out.
And pass out. You
No,
passed
he fell
out.
asleep.
You did.
Narwhal's
asleep.
just sitting there looking back and forth. He slides his rum glass further away. Gets up, just kind of wipes his hands on his trousers. I think I'm not gonna drink the rum tonight.
How are you feeling?
Aretta stands up. She looks around. It's like, who did it? Who did it?
Who did what?
What? I don't just pass out for no one.
I don't know. You just sat there, and all of a sudden you were just slumped.
You put something in my drink?
So as they start doing this, and I'm still back there a little bit dishing out some food and stuff, and I just kind of start mumbling under my breath, and all of a sudden the water on the deck underneath them turns red.
They all sort of look around again.
What the fuck?
Aretta-
This keeps happening. I take a few steps back out of the water.
Narwhal steps away too. John just looks down and takes 3 big steps to the stairs and steps up on the steps. Aretta kicks the water, kicks it away, and then steps out, looks around, is like, maybe there's something to this curse after all.
Maybe that's why you passed out then too.
Are you saying I'm
weird.
infected?
I don't know, maybe this ghost or whatever has it out for you.
Somebody.
Slippery Sill seems to be.
Hey, you don't talk about Syl. You didn't know Syl.
I know that she died, and since then we've had a curse.
Yeah. Look, you lot know her best, right? Is there any way to maybe put her at rest so she doesn't keep doing this?
Aretta gets quiet and says to you, Holt, maybe we take care of that cook's mate that killed her.
Who?
That
Didn't she just fall over?
Nah, he did his whole story there. Maybe he should consider what somebody can handle. And maybe if he didn't tell his story, she wouldn't have dropped dead.
Go on, you don't kill people with stories.
Well, he was
Like,
telling
maybe
a
she
story.
had a heart condition or something.
Well, he was telling a story, and then she's dead. You tell me.
I mean, that's weird though.
She points down at the deck. That's not weird.
I mean, that's a good point. So maybe he should apologize or something? Is that what we're thinking?
Well, he should pay for it if it's his fault. I mean,
Maybe it was your fault.
Maybe he brought it on. Why would it be my fault?
You making her work so hard.
I didn't make her do anything.
Yeah, I think they were just friends.
Yeah.
He's their boss, if anything, and I point to Phipps.
Phipps looks at you and kind of, it's right, I'm the boss.
See,
it's his fault. He made her work too hard.
You be quiet over there and serve that stew. In fact, I want to... Wait. No, I'm good. I don't want any more stew today. I'm fine. Something fishy going on this boat. I don't like it.
yeah.
It's true. That is fishy. Seems to be centering on you. and the officers.
Yeah, but maybe we'll have Bart apologize to the ghosts and see if that works. Like we'll give him a minute to finish serving all the food, and then we'll give it a try. It can't hurt.
I don't know. Syl was a simple apology wouldn't appease Syl when she was breathing.
So what do you think?
Well, I think that maybe she wants vengeance for being dead. Syl was more the put other people in the ground, not be put in the ground herself type.
We're not going to kill more people, especially since he didn't really do anything wrong.
Sounds like she wants vengeance on the officers and on you three.
What did we do to her?
Well, you tell me. Maybe you killed her.
What? No.
What?
Not you,
Doesn't make
Holt.
any sense.
Not you. I'm talking...
What, me?
No, not you. I'm talking
I wasn't even there.
I was talking about them.
What, the officers?
Well, the officers and those three. Jaundice, Phipps, and Loretta.
We were nowhere nearby. We were sitting over here on our boxes when that Bart fellow was telling his story.
Maybe you poisoned her.
What was the story about, anyway? I wasn't there. I don't remember. Maybe it was something about the story.
Some ghost story. What's going on?
About someone we know?
I don't know. I wasn't really listening. I wasn't that interested until Syl let out that scream and dropped.
Right. Jaundice, did you hear it?
Jaundice just looks around.
No?
Yeah, he doesn't listen. Jaundice just like to punch things and eat things.
I mean, he doesn't talk, so I assume he does a lot of listening.
Strong silent type.
Right, those are the kind that listen. Right, Jaundice, you're good at listening, right?
Sticks out teeth.
I think that's a yes.
I just don't think he knows what we're saying.
Of course he does.
He eyeballs Miri like... He just...
Hi, Jaundice.
Walks past, like, kind of storms across the deck, walks past, kind of goes by Sandara and Antoinette and through the door and down the stairs.
I hope he's not going to go kill Bart. Maybe I should go check and have a walk after.
So Holt also walks across the deck. Aretta steps away from where the water is on the deck, leaves her dish and everything there. Phipps kind of gets up too. They look back over at Miri, and then they kind of move themselves off to the side and stand by the rail. And Narwhal...
So as they do that, I'll dismiss the spell so that it goes back to normal.
Narwhal's kind of standing there. He's watches them walk away, watches Holt follow, and thumps up the steps toward the ship's wheel. His glass of rum just sort of like slides off the crate where he left it and kind of rolls away. The rum spills across the deck. He's mumbling to himself as he goes.
Are you going to clean that up?
No. He keeps walking.
No respect for resource management.
Master Scourge. Somebody's spilling their rum all over the deck.
Master Scourge strolls over where he's been standing up on the back deck. He walks across and leans down and looks. Who's not drinking their nightly ration?
And I look towards the
Narwhal
as he walks away.
He thumps up to the top stair, looks back, looks at Master Scourge and says, "I'm not sure who wouldn't finish a good cup of ale. But I have to ask that one down there then." Walks over. The parrot up in the cage with the dead body is like, "What? Hello? Hello?" He's like, "Shut up, bird."
I wish we had talked to animals. Like, that's the one thing we did wrong in this campaign. Like, this amazingly cool bird, and we can't talk to it.
Master Scourge looks down. He looks around. He's like, It looks like you're assisting the cook this evening there, Miri. Why don't you tidy that up then?
I didn't spill it, Master Scourge.
Did I ask if you spilled it?
Fine.
Good man.
I will slam down the serving spoon into the stew, and I will reluctantly go over and grab the mop off of the deck. And I will pick up Narwhal's glass, and I will throw it off.
It's
into
Dylan. Yay!
Off the side of the boat.
It barely
Hi,
misses
Dylan.
barely misses Bart's head as Bart walks past, coming out from as Holt ran into him coming up the stairs. I'm gonna fix the window.
So Narwhal
Oh,
will
good.
not
You're
have
not
it
dead.
come.
That's good.
That's always good.
Always a plus. Holt was
Although,
afraid.
aboard this ship, I'm never sure if that's a good thing.
Holt was nervous that Jaundice was going to kick your butt.
Oh gosh. I don't know why he would. I've never done anything. Jaundice.
Well, their
any of
gang
his
is
friends.
convinced that we'll do this in character.
Oh great. Wonderful.
Welcome back, Dylan. By the way,
Yeah.
You ready to go?
almost.
Yeah,
One
let's do
second.
it.
I gotta get Dylan on screen. I love it.
We're really glad you're here.
Indeed.
Oh my.
We've missed our dear Bart.
Absolutely.
Let's see. It's me. It's Brent. Oh, that's another Holtz.
Oh, Dylan, what's that thing on above your lip there?
Don't worry about it.
I can't see it yet, but I will soon. Oh, look. I see it now. Hi, Dylan.
Hi, Jeanette.
Welcome back to the shenanigans. That's what I should have called this, the shenanigans.
So we're gonna end up naming our ship.
Probably.
Yeah, you bet.
So yeah, Bart, you were down below decks when Jaundice, as you're like coming up from the galley, Jaundice, the large half-orc fellow who doesn't say anything, kind of stormed down the stairs, but continued past you and went down to the lower level. Meanwhile, very, very quickly coming down behind him, you kind of run into Holt, who's coming down the stairs as you're about to kind of ascend up to the main deck.
Oh, hello, Holt.
Ah, good. You're not dead. All right, that's good then. I was afraid that Jonas was going to come kill you or something.
Oh. No, I guess not. That's good.
He's not that bad. That one.
No.
Like we were talking like that whole group of them, like the Phipps, Jaundice, that whole bunch, they fell unconscious for some reason, and then the deck turned red with blood, and we're thinking
that's been
that's
happening.
that curse again, right?
That's been happening, yeah.
And since they're Syl's friends, I was like, you know her, what would like appease her and like cause her to like abandon this whole quest for revenge? And they're thinking, well, what if that Bart guy, because he's the one that led to her death with that scary story, which is obviously bogus because it's like a heart condition or something. But like, what if you apologize to the ghost, or like they're thinking like kill you and that would make her happy, but like maybe an apology is enough. You never know.
I feel like an apology would probably be easier than murdering me. That's true.
Yeah, so maybe you could like work with Sandara or something. And
Sandara is
it's just a thought. I don't know anything about ghosts, but it seems like it's worth a shot.
I've heard a story or two about ghosts, as evident by that, but We'll see.
I would
I
like
could
to get through the
do
day
something.
without like the water turning blood and people falling unconscious for no reason. Can you imagine if that happens? If someone's in the rigging, like that's quite
That
a
would
tumble.
be bad. That would
Right?
be bad.
All right. Anyway, on
Right,
your own
well-
time. I'm sure you've got loads of work to do. I'll just, yeah, all right.
I'll look into it.
As two of you come back up onto the main deck, you see Miri toss a glass, and it goes just sailing past Bart's head as Miri has a mop in hand and is going to clean up what appears to be a mess on the deck.
Are we throwing glasses now?
Yes,
Only
sir.
for those that dump them on the ground.
You know, that stuff shatters, right?
It's not glass.
Where did it land? I'll go get it.
It's wood. It's a
Mir-
wooden cup.
Miri, just do me a favor. Roll me a strength roll. Let's see if it landed on deck or if you got it off the ship.
Eh.
Yeah. It goes past Bart's head, and it's just on the deck, like maybe a foot or two behind where you two came out.
That was a horrible throw, by the way. I pick up the cup.
I think I could throw better than that.
Meh.
Lucky this didn't go in the sea. And I
That
returned it
was
to
my
where
intent.
like people bring it back.
And stack it over by the dirty soup bowls and things like that. So everyone else is kind of getting the evening activities together now. You see a couple of them getting that weird iron ingot that they wrap up in leather to
great.
like toss around and throw on the deck and things like that. Phipps and Aretta have relocated and are sitting whispering to each other, looking very like just pissy and like bad moods going on there. But otherwise everyone else is kind of in a pretty good mood. They've gotten some rest since the storm a couple days ago, and things are starting to kind of even out a little bit. The ship's kind of pulled up anchor. Just the seas are getting a little deeper again as you're making your way kind of south. Seems like you're heading more into open water. So what do you guys want to do for the evening?
I was gonna do a little arm wrestling, but that's out now.
Gambling, of course.
Gambling.
I'm just gonna see how the crew is.
I think I'm gonna talk to Sandara about doing some sort of ritual, quote unquote, very publicly to try and appease the ghost, I suppose. Yeah.
Progress.
Since we talked about it, you know.
There is
It
no
makes sense,
appeasing
right?
this ghost.
It's a good plan.
And if it doesn't appease the ghost and just makes it angrier, I mean, that's not on me.
So let's see. So
I know one thing that the
shenanigans.
ghost is not gonna do. It's not gonna throw cups around because it can't.
I mean, it might
It's not a
try.
poltergeist, yeah.
Not yet. So, all right. Let's see. So you know that so you've got the arm wrestling, and there are still a couple people who are setting up to do some arm wrestling. You've got the Hog Lob group that is gonna toss around that heavy ingot back and forth and see who can get it the furthest along the deck. And then you've got the group that likes to tempt fate and try to see who can drink the most before they pass out and possibly drink themselves to death.
That sounds like my game.
I do believe you've played that game once before.
And won.
You did.
Wow.
Filling up the glasses.
I'm just gonna walk around and see how everyone's doing. I'm gonna keep an eye out for everybody's safety. That's basically what I'm doing, and seeing if there's hidden problems that I haven't noticed yet.
All right, so
You never know.
Yeah, so you're kind of just keeping an eye, seeing if there's any other issues arising on board at this point.
Mhm.
Okay, so Miri, you make your way over to a small group, and this group includes so Badger's over there, who's the older woman with the graying hair, kind of in strips, and also the barefoot Sams, the one who never wears shoes anywhere on deck, are kind of set up between the two of them. It doesn't look like anyone else is too interested in getting involved in this, but they've poured out some rum to get ready to kind of challenge each other when you walk up. They look at you when you come up.
Any interest?
You gonna play?
Sure. I'll plop a gold piece down on the.
Hmm.
On the
Excellent, excellent. All right, so you done this before?
Of course I have. I won it a couple of days ago, if you remember right.
Oh, that's right, that's right. All right, well, then you know the drill. We all bet to see who we think is gonna be able to drink the most, and then we drink until there's only one of us left standing.
Sounds good to me.
So what do you got there? 1 gold piece on you?
Of course it's on me. I wouldn't put it on you.
At
least not against me. I might put it on you against her.
Conchabar kind of saddles up alongside you and tosses a gold piece down and says, I'll bet on Miri. I think that this one's shown promise once before. The other two look at each other. No, they each bet on themselves. And then Giffer comes up, who's the small gnome with the eye patch, kind of waddles up, tosses a gold coin up, and is like, no offense to you, Miri, but I'm putting my money on Badger.
Good luck, Badger.
Badger just looks at you and nods. I've been doing this a lot longer than you. All right, they pour the rum around, pick up their glasses, look over at you. And so each one of these is a half a pint that you're starting with.
Okay.
And each of them swigs down their rum. And everybody has to make a Constitution saving throw. Ooh, Miri starts out strong.
This is Miri's game.
I know. All right, so Miri starts out strong. Let's see how Badger does. Ooh, not too good, not too good. And how about Barefoot? Ooh, terrible. This
Probably should have worn those shoes.
Probably. Not going to need them if she falls off the deck. All right, so
with that roll, it sounds like she's on her butt right now as it is.
So she drinks it down and kind of starts having a coughing fit almost right away. But Badger looks at her and is like, tapping out already? And no, I'm good. And Badger pours another round of drinks all around to everybody. And she's like, all right, here we go. And everybody downs another glass. So let's see, Badger. Miri, jeez.
Miri is killing it. Wow.
All right, so Badger swigs it down, kind of coughs a little bit. Oh, Barefoot is like swigs it down, spills a little bit down her chin, and kind of like puts her hand on the barrel to keep herself up immediately as she is seriously struggling with this. Oof. Badger's like, you
Barefoot, I think you need to tap out. You know, you're letting it dribble down your mouth. You're not even drinking it all. I think you've lost.
Gonna go again. Another one. She like swashes up. I got it. Nothing.
I don't know. I think
you see Conchabar kind of like, I'm gonna put another gold on Miri. So Badger pours 3 more drinks. She kind of like little shaky on this pour. Spills a little more on top of the barrel. Picks up a glass. Looks at Miri.
So I'm going to use Tides of Chaos.
Oh God.
To give myself advantage on this roll.
Oh boy. All right. So let's see. This time, Badger swigs it down. She's a little bit shaky on this, but she seems okay. Barefoot kind of falls on her ass, and this like she tips the drink back and goes the whole way back and like lands on her butt, like splatters some of the rum on her face.
That's definitely an out there, Barefoot. I think you're done.
I'll say when I'm done. I'm done.
You didn't even drink it all. You're done.
She just sort of puts the glass down by the bottom of the barrel and then like crawls away on all fours away from the barrel and slumps up against the rail. Just an off night. Oof. Barefoot looks back at you.
I look at Badger. You ready to keep going?
Badger's like, I can do this all night. Just had to get my sea legs going. All right, another one. And she pours two more. Conchabar takes it away from her halfway through the pour. I'll handle the pouring of that, thank you. You don't want to waste it. And he pours it. Looks at Miri, he's like, doing good. I'm going to get some money out of this. And
Yep.
Badger picks it up and tips it back and drinks it down. This one hits you a little bit more, Miri. Like, starting to get there. But Badger drinks and then puts her glass down. Just kind of like leans over the barrel and like slides the gold towards you and Conchabar. You guys split it. Yep, I'm good. I'm good.
Thank you, Badger. It's been pleasant. I always enjoy having a good drinking game with you.
Mm-hmm. Where do you put it, actually? Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah, well, you know, it's a constitution of mine.
Okay. I'm gonna go sit over there with Barefoot because the things are starting to kind of, yeah, mm-hmm. And she just kind of, like, takes a couple steps away, like, puts her hand on the rail and just sort of slumps down next to Barefoot and looks over, is like,
So I'll split the gold in half and push some of it towards Conchabar, take the others and stick it in mine, and then I'll just sling my arm over Conchabar's shoulder and say, "You're a good man, Conchabar.
Ah.
I appreciate the confidence in me."
Well, I, like to think that I'm a good judge of character, and, you seem like a fun fellow, so I thought, why not?
Indeed.
Not to mention, I've seen you win that once before. The odds were very well in your favor. Those two, I think that they put on a good show, but I don't really think that rum is their forte. Now,
Yeah.
everyone has what they're great at and what they're not, but I myself...
What do you think of what is going on?
Oh, I don't know. It's been interesting. I've talked to Holt a little bit about it. Random craziness at sea, I guess. Maybe there's something in the water and we're all going mad. Who knows?
Could be. Maybe we're not getting enough citrus.
Or, people are seeing things. Maybe somebody's poisoning the rum ration every night and it's making us all go a little cuckoo every day.
Oh, maybe. So I'm going to look around and see where all the wonderful Narwhal and Jaundice and Phipps and all of them are, and if there are any officers on the deck.
All right. So you look around and you can, you notice Holt's kind of keeping an eye. Bart's over kind of settling in to talk to Sandara. And you can see that Master Scourge is still up on the rear deck. Narwhal has taken over at the ship's wheel. Both Aretta and Phipps are still kind of in conversation on the port side of the ship near the rail, just kind of whispering to one another. And Jaundice never came back upstairs. Like, Jaundice went down below decks and never came back up.
Okay, so I'm going to look at Master Scourge, and I'm going to kind of lay my hands, mumble, and cast sleep on Master Scourge and Jaundice.
Well, Jaundice is not on deck. Jaundice is
Or,
gone. Narwhal?
Yeah, Narwhal.
Okay. Alright, so you are casting sleep. So roll some dice.
5d8.
Alright, so we'll come back to that, as first we'll go over to Bart, who would have gotten to Sindara. So Bart, you kind of move over. Sindara is sort of sitting, slowly eating her reef claw stew, which is very tasty. You and Fish Guts did a marvelous job making this wonderful stew for the crew today. And she's just kind of eating it, kind of slowly, enjoying it, kind of savoring the different dish for, a change. And she kind of looks up as you come over, and she gives you a little bit of a nod. You see her pipe is kind of tucked into her pouch. She's got it ready for a little smoke after dinner.
Good evening, Sandara. Enjoying the meal?
Oh, yeah, it's actually quite good.
Excellent.
I think you bring out the best in Fish Guts.
Oh, well, I try,
He seems to enjoy your company, and he seems to be in a little bit better spirits having someone in the galley with him.
Someone besides his chickens, of course.
Well, he does love those chickens.
I know. Listen,
Yes.
I wanted to ask you for some help, perhaps, with,
Oh.
This haunting that's been going on for a little while now. Well, from what I hear, some of the crewmen blame me for it, since I was telling a story when Syl,
Oh, well, everyone's kind of, I guess struggling with the loss, some more than others, apparently.
Yeah.
So
well, I was going to say, so much so that they're thinking about killing me to appease the ghost.
well, that wouldn't, I wouldn't appreciate them killing you.
No, neither would I.
No. So what is it you need?
Well, I was wondering if we could put the crew's minds at ease, perhaps, by performing something of a little ritual, I suppose, an exorcism, if you will. Something like that. Offering to Besmara and all the other pirates who have joined her on her ship, something like that.
We could have like an actual sort of service, get everyone involved. Really sort of. I've been thinking about it myself, trying to sort of offset this kind of darkness that's come over everyone.
Yeah. I would very much appreciate it, not wanting to wake up with a dagger in my throat or anything like that. Yeah.
Well, at least not for this.
No. I mean, if it's for something else.
Yeah, for something that you actually deserve, sure. That's being a pirate, right?
Yep.
Yes, I can, I'll, tell Mr. Plug and, Master Scourge that it's come time to seek the goddess's blessings again, because we've possibly fallen out of her favor. Perhaps, especially with how undignified they were in actual burying of Syl, she should have had more of a prayer and a proper burial at sea. They didn't really do it right. That may be what started all of this.
Possibly.
So.
I've heard of ghosts manifesting for less, so I wouldn't be surprised.
But, maybe tomorrow or the next day I'll see what, it seems like we're moving into some open waters and things like that, so.
Well, I appreciate it very much, Sandara.
No, I've taken a liking to you. You're all right. I'd rather not see you get stabbed.
Well, I've taken something of a liking to you as well, so...
Also,
You
you
know.
have fine taste in hats, and she, like, fixes her hat.
And you as well. And fine taste in many other things, I'm sure.
Oh, many other things. Yes. She kind of puts her empty bowl down now. She finishes up. She kind of pulls out her pipe and packs it a little bit more and lights it up. Indeed.
I think I'm just gonna sit next to her and, shoot the shit.
All right. So you're sitting next to her shooting the shit. Both of you kind of could hear the back and forth across the way of Miri's drinking competition. You saw Barefoot and
Every now and again, as the drinking competition's going on, I just go like, oh, or something like that, you know?
Mm-hmm. And Barefoot and Badger, you eventually end up sitting against the rail together, kind of leaning on one another. And it's shortly after that you notice there's a thump, and up on the rear deck, you notice the ship's wheel kind of go a little over, and like the ship kind of turns slightly in this because Narwhal just sort of goes sideways and lands on the deck with a thud.
God.
And the parrot in the cage is like, "Man down, man down, man down, man down." As Master Scourge spins around from where he's looking out into the ocean, and what the hell? And like stomps over, thump, 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 and grabs onto the ship's wheel before it can spin too many times over, and kind of pulls it back over.
I go see what's going on.
So as you go to see what's going on, you run from up the deck stairs. You see Master Scourge just kind of give a booted kick to Narwhal. "Wait, get up!" And Narwhal's like, "What the?" And his broken nose is bleeding where he landed on his nose again. It's like, "God damn it."
Did he just pass out?
Master Scourge is like, "Dead out! God damn it!"
What happened?
He just fell over like all the others.
What is up with these people?
People dropping
Did
like
Zill get to him
flies.
again?
Stop saying that name! That name's taboo. We don't say that name on this ship anymore. It's done. It's
You
enough.
feeling all right, like Narwhal?
Narwhal sits up. Just was steering the ship and then flat on my face. Ugh. The bird's like, "Man down. Man down."
Should we maybe not have you pilot the ship while this is going on?
The bird didn't fall asleep? Dang.
The bird, no, he's up a little too high outside of the range of it.
Okay.
Plus he's got hundreds of hit points.
Oh yeah, he's the real big bad of the campaign.
Yeah, you watch out for that parrot.
You just wait. Master Scourge says, "You've been drinking too much like the others?" "No, I didn't even.
No,
I'm."
they just fell over. Like John's too, and he's a tough one. He doesn't just fall over for nothing.
Sindara like gets up where she's sitting by Bart and looks at Bart and like starts walking across the deck toward this. Master Scourge is like, "We can't have people falling asleep on the job. And
Right.
enough of this talk." "What?" "We can't have people falling asleep. We can't. No more talk of. We're not going to say a name. That's enough. I don't want to hear any more about it. It's done. We're moving into open waters, and I don't have time for this. This all needs to just stop. We're short a person." What are you doing? "We're short a person now, and we only had just enough people to begin with. It's no wonder people are tired. I think people maybe no more evening entertainment, and people need to hit the hay right after dinner for a while until we get some more crew members on here."
Oh. I go to pick up Narwhal to help him up.
He actually lets you help him up. Like, he'll actually take your hand and let you help him up.
I'm sitting back there and I point at Master Scourge and I I take on the affectation of Slippery Still's voice as best I can, and say, and cast message. I'm coming for you.
Oh my god.
Let's see. Master Scourge. You see him, like, suddenly Master Scourge, like, stops talking for a second. He looks around. Yeah, I think that's the right thing to do. No more, evening entertainment after tonight for a little while. Early to bed, early to rise.
Right. I'll just get this one to bed then, and I'll maybe, if Narwhal's cool with it, I'll escort him to down below.
He I can go down myself.
Right.
I'm gonna go check on Jaundice. Phipps, let's go. And he saunters down as Ben Samara, or not Ben Samara, but Sandara walks up. I know the names match too good. Sandara comes up the other side of the stairs and she says, Master Scourge. And she looks at Miri and looks at Holt and nods.
I'll take some steps back so she can just directly talk to Mr. Scourge.
He still looking around, like his eyes kind of shifting back and forth, looking behind him, looking up at the parrot, looking back down, and he says, "What?" And he seems kind of just annoyed with her. He says, "Master Scourge, I've been doing some thinking and some praying to the goddess, and there's a lot of darkness surrounding the ship and the crew, a lot of bad blood, if you will." She kind of glances sideways back at those standing around.
I'm just nodding. All right.
Says, I feel that, and I think that others agree, that we need to do something to appease the goddess in the next couple of days if we don't want this situation to get worse. I think that that's the only way to really bring everyone back together. It's been a rough couple of weeks on board, and a lot's happened, Master Scourge. And he's just sort of staring at her, like, eyes kind of slits, and she's gonna make a persuasion check.
Ooh.
Let's see.
Okay, Nora.
I'll try to get ahead of his denial and ask her, so what would that entail, like appeasing the goddess? What do we have to do?
She says, well, it would, I think, require, we haven't had a real gathering of the crew to sort of have everyone, sort of pray to her and put out their thoughts to the sea and really just honor the sea. And I think we just need to gather, and everyone needs to come together. And I think that everyone needs to know that we're one crew, and that we are, the only way that we flourish is if the sea flourishes with us. And so I just really think that we need to have some time all together for that, especially before we go too deep into the open ocean, where anything can happen. Sea beasts and creatures and things like that are in greater numbers, and we're going to be dealing with other ships and things like that. I really think that we need to have this unity. And
it's true. If
What do
we
you
earn
think,
the,
Mrs. Scourge? That doesn't sound so bad, right?
if we earn the goddess's favor, perhaps she will bring plenty of plunder to us.
I'd settle for no more of this weird stuff, but plunder's good.
I mean, still.
What do you think, Mr. Scourge?
Scourge, just glares at her, his, gnashing his teeth. He's like, I don't think that it's... And then you hear kind of just a tap, tap, tap on the rail behind you. And you look around, and you see the captain kind of standing on the staircase a couple steps down.
Oh, hello, Captain.
Captain, welcome.
Master Scourge
Sir?
stands up full height. Captain, what can I do for you, sir? And the captain just sort of looks, he's got kind of just this icy stare at him. And you see as the captain's standing there, Mr. Plug kind of like rounds the corner and like steps up behind him. And he kind of glares over his shoulder at Master Scourge. And Scourge kind of like wilts a little bit at the glare. And the captain's like, I've heard enough of there being problems. If the priestess thinks that she can do something to appease the crew and the goddess, and he does kind of give her a look and just like a, then you make time for the priestess to do what she needs to do for the ship. Especially if it will help with our plunder. I have big plans for us, and enough of this drama that's been going on.
So I will put my hands behind my back
Oh no!
and turn
Everything is going right.
turn the water to ice right underneath the captain.
Oh my god!
But the captain is the good guy.
I don't know if he's a good guy, but I mean, compared to Master Scourge.
All right.
Right? Yeah.
So I need you to make me like a sleight of hand check to see if anyone notices in this.
Only the parrot.
Only the parrot will notice. All right, so
Oh wow, that's actually really good.
that's pretty good. Let's see.
You've been practicing. Like, a lot.
Yeah, a lot is right. Let's see. Okay, now I am.
Just moving my hands.
Are there only somatic components, no verbal?
Only thematic for that one.
Okay. And let me see.
And I'm moving my hands all the time. So, yeah,
So it's a normal thing.
exactly.
Then. All right, so, you do notice, Mr. Plug looks your way for a second when your hands go behind your back. His eyes sort of go like to where your hands go, but he sort of quickly looks back when you don't like do anything. Like you get the sense that he was like looking to see if you were going for a weapon or something. By the way, you moved quickly to put your hands behind your back. Master Scourge is completely focused on Mr. Plug and the captain. And the captain is just staring Scourge down in this moment. And as the ice appears underneath him. So how much of us is it just under the captain's feet?
Just under the captain's feet.
All right, so all right, so you make it icy under his feet. And you see him look down as he notices it, but he almost doesn't seem to faze him. Like he just sort of balances quickly. And he looks down and he looks back up at Master Scourge and over his shoulder at Mr. Plug. And he says, "This is what you've been talking about?" And Mr. Plug just backs up a step and he's like,
I go look. What's going on?
the captain quickly like steps off the ice, very very like smooth step off and over the ice, and looks down at it.
Is that ice?
Well, priestess, I think perhaps you should do something to cleanse this ship. Dark energies seem to be afoot, for sure.
I gotta touch the ice.
You touch the ice, it's ice. It's cold to the touch.
Well.
Slick.
That shouldn't be here. That's weird. Is that why you've been slipping all this time?
Master Scourge is pointing at it. That happens every day. under my feet.
Wow, that's weird. I thought he was just like, getting a bit clumsy, but this makes a lot more sense.
I guess Master Scourge just has cold feet.
Master Scourge looks sideways at Bart.
Look, this is serious. This is no time for joking.
Sorry.
Fine.
You can't have stuff freezing for no reason.
The captain looks around again. He says, "Yes, priestess!" And he says it really loudly so everybody hears it down on the lower decks. "I think it is important that the crew has some time to R&R and relax on board. Tomorrow, after midday, everyone will gather." He looks around. "All of you will gather. And our priestess of Besmara will help cleanse this ship of this darkness that's been aboard it. And everyone had better be available. Everyone show up. And I want only good thoughts for this ship and this crew. Moving forward, we have much to focus on and much to get done. And I don't need to hear any more about curses and things like that." He looks back, and then he steps down over the ice and down the stairs, and goes back toward his cabin. Mr. Plug looks at Master Scourge and just shakes his head, like, "Mm-mm," and kind of walks behind the captain, follows him into his quarters.
Well, I guess that's that then.
Master...
You all right here, Mr. Scourge, doing the steering of the ship on your own? You don't want to stay?
No. Go back to your after dinner activities and then to bed. Seems like we have a busy day tomorrow.
I give him like a little salute and then I go down.
He's still like his eyes are like darting back and forth, looking around, and he keeps like focusing like where the ice is on the deck. And the bird is like, "What? Cold feet, cold feet, cold feet. I'm gonna eat you. Have to catch me first."
I'm now headcanoning that Mr. Scourge is here because he ran out on his own wedding because he got cold feet.
Oh.
So, the night, it's now dark. Night's kind of coming on, and everybody's
Where did Jonas go?
He,
when we go down, I check and see if he's here, like if he's sleeping or if he's not sleeping. Then I'll go find him.
So if you go down below deck for the evening to go to bed, you find so Narwhal and Aretta and Phipps all went back down below too. They've set up their hammocks in the front part of the lower deck. And Jaundice you can see his big form kind of like in his hammock. He kind of fills that thing up, and you can't tell if he's sleeping or not in there from further away, but he's like in the hammock and like not kind of moving or coming out or dealing with them. They're kind of in their hammocks chit-chatting to each other, but he's not having anything to do with it.
No, if he's in his hammock, that's good. That's enough for me.
Okay.
If he was like angrily doing stuff in the bilges or something, I don't know. But that's good. My mind is at ease. I go to sleep.
Okay. How about Miri and Bart? Do you all go off to go to sleep?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. So everyone goes to sleep for the night, except those crew members that do stay up to work the evening shift. And you have a uneventful evening. As morning comes and you kind of start to, like wake up in the morning, the first thing you all start to notice is it's very warm in the hold, like down here. It's like very muggy, and like the temperature is much warmer down here than it's been any other day since you've been on board ship. Like almost uncomfortably so. Like it's starting to get very humid, and you see others kind of getting up and like the last part of the morning started to get kind of warm and it's a little uncomfortable.
You'd almost wish for some of that ice right now.
And as you're kind of climbing out of your hammocks and sort of pulling them down and getting ready, you hear the bell sound from up on the upper deck again, and everyone sort of starts to toss their hammocks aside and grab their gear and start heading up to the upper deck.
Let's roll.
Yeah. Back full of spells and lay on hands power. Let's do it.
All right, so you make your way up, and you come out on deck, and the sun's kind of already coming up, and you can just feel the humidity in the air. Like, overnight, it's definitely taken a turn to being much warmer. As Sindara comes up, she's like, well, looks like it's going to be a warm day today. Ugh.
Did that happen fast?
Yeah, well, I mean, we are making pretty good speed, I think, heading south, and probably hitting that warmer current from the ocean, the open sea. But I don't know. I guess we should see what's in store for today. Maybe not get anybody angry at us.
Oh, right, because like when it's hot, people get angry, right?
Indeed.
I heard that.
Make sure you drink your water ration with your hard rolls this morning. You don't want to get overheated in the sun, especially you there, Holt. You work up in that rigging all day.
Do, yeah. Good call.
Well, we have to take care of ourselves. Oh, I guess
Thanks.
we should... Oh, you're welcome. I guess we should go see what fun we have in store for us. And she heads off toward where Master Scourge is standing with some of the swabs. He's got some dark circles under his eyes, like he maybe didn't have the best night.
Well, Mrs. Scourge, did you work through the night?
No, I didn't. I let Mr. Plug take over before too long.
All right.
You better get over there. Lots of work to do today. It's gonna be a hot one.
I just do as he says.
So, I need everybody to roll a d6
That's it.
as they're handing out your tasks for the day. Oh, Bart. A 1. 2.
I bet rolling a 1 for Bart is like peeling potatoes.
Maybe.
So you head off to go check in with Fish Guts, and you find him already fairly 3 sheets to the wind this morning. Like he's
Great.
got up a little early and started hitting the bottle a little too early.
Excellent.
When you walk into the kitchen, he's in deep conversation with one of the goats. Like, he's sitting down, he's got, like, the goat's kind of little face in his hands, and he's just, like, mumbling at him. He's not really making a lot of sense. And you see, like, his big tankard is, like, there's barely anything left in it.
Oh, boy.
And he looks over and he goes, Bart.
Fish guts.
You're gonna have to do most of the cooking today. Didn't sleep very good, and I started to have, a drink, and I thought, just wet my whistle. And I really wet my whistle, so...
I see that.
So you cook today. I'm gonna talk to the goat.
You do that, Fish Guts. I'll
Goats...
handle
Yeah.
all the cooking.
The goat's got a lot to say today, so...
I imagine. Lives quite a life.
He does. He was arguing with the chickens, so we have to have a conversation. I think he feels like I favor the chickens.
I mean, between you and me. Let's be real.
Shh. I like the goats.
I like them too.
Don't like when they're on the table. And I don't know how they climb on things the way they do.
You'd be surprised. Goats are pretty agile little critters.
I found one on top of the cupboard the other day.
Really?
I don't know how he got up there.
All right. Well.
I don't think it was this one. I think it was the other one. I think they work together.
Probably. They might get on each other's shoulders. You know?
I think you're right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna find out though. We're gonna have a conversation.
We'd have a stakeout, honestly. Yeah.
We don't have any steak right now though. And he sort of leans back down and starts babbling at the goat again. And the goat's just like chewing at his like grizzled beard area where he hasn't shaved in a couple days. He's like, it's a good goat. It's a good goat. So you look around the kitchen and realize that you're going to have to do all the cleanup and the cooking today.
Okay.
It's very warm in here already. Like,
great.
The temperature is kind of already creeping up, especially because there's a couple of pots already boiling on the stove in the back. So,
oh boy.
Yeah. So
Feel comfy down here.
Are you going to? So what's your plan? Are you gonna work hard? Are you going to shirk your duties?
I mean, I'd probably say I'd work hard.
All right, so I'm gonna have you roll for me.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have to roll an intelligence check to sort of kind of handle this all during the course of the day.
Okay. Oh boy. Let's see. Oh, okay.
All right, so you are diligently at work in the kitchen, just sort of handling everything as Fish Guts just kind of stays in the way. Eventually, he does disappear from the kitchen when it gets exceptionally hot in there, and you're probably just like dripping with sweat as this is going on, but managing to kind of work without getting heat exhaustion.
Do fish people sweat?
I don't know.
That's what I was wondering.
I mean, maybe just stick your head in a bucket a couple times during the day. Maybe. You're fine.
Just, refreshing.
Every hour or so, Bart comes up from below decks, lowers himself on a rope, and just swings in the ocean, climbs back up, and goes back down below deck. All right, so Bart is hard at work in the kitchen during the course of the day. Meanwhile,
singing sea shanties to myself.
Ooh, sea shanties.
Yeah.
All right, so Miri, you so you are given the task of being the runner for today. Master Scourge basically hands out every other task and then looks down at you, and you see him like almost like he's rethinking it for a second, like all right, you have to you're responsible. If anybody needs to get information to somebody else, you have to pass it along today, Miri.
Okay, sounds good. And I'm going to move my hands and turn the water to ice underneath them.
Oh my god. All right, so make your sleight of hand check.
I mean, it's just moving my hands.
I know. It's a pretty good sleight of hand check.
Oh my god.
All right, so he doesn't notice the interesting hand movement.
Poor Master Scourge.
Right?
I know he's an evil guy, but
I'm keeping
you have to feel bad, yeah.
All right, so the floor underneath him the deck turns to ice, and he slides, but he doesn't fall. This time he like plants both of his hands on your shoulders, Miri, and stops himself from falling.
Ow.
And he looks down at the deck, and he looks like right into your face. He goes, "Why is this happening?"
You tell me. It's your curse.
He like stares at you, intently staring at your face.
I stare right back at him.
He leans in. He's like, I don't trust you.
I didn't do anything. I was just taking my orders.
Still don't trust you.
What did I do that causes you not to trust me? I go out and I fish and I bring back good things.
Because a
I've
lot
done
of
nothing but good for you.
bad things have happened on the ship since you and your friends came on board.
No, I think the bad things have been since Slippery Seal died.
You're not supposed to say her name.
We're supposed to honor her today, right?
Don't say her name.
We have to say her name to honor her.
You're not honoring her right now. I said don't say her name. It's like, get about your work. Go. He steps away
I
from
can't.
the ice. He lets go.
You're holding on to me.
He lets go. He's like,
Okay.
get out of here. I don't want to see you the rest of the day.
Well, what if I need to give you a message?
Go!
As I turn and walk away, I'll turn the water to red underneath of him.
Oh my god. Ice melts.
So my back is to him.
He looks down at it. He kicks the water and starts cursing under his breath and storms away toward the rear of the ship.
Bastard.
So you are going to need to tell me how much effort are you going to put in today there, Miri?
Oh, I'll put my good effort to this. This is an important thing.
Going to diligently run about the ship and deliver?
Absolutely.
All right, so...
However, I will periodically cause ice to appear underneath the officers and Jaundice, Phipps, and Loretta and Norwell, and randomly set the water red underneath those same people, including the officers.
All right. So why don't you roll me
Diligently passing messages.
So roll me just an acrobatics check, just for running about the ship. Okay. And roll me a constitution check for just your overall, like, getting all this exercise from moving about.
Check or save?
Check. Nice. All right. So you are in tip-top shape as you run about, wreaking havoc as you do this, as you are randomly in various places on the ship. And where the captain had asked the night before to kind of have things calm down, people seem to be getting more and more agitated as the early part of the day goes by, and these things keep happening over and over again. So, I believe...
And as I'm passing messages, I'll be talking nicely to people and pointing out all these strange things going on.
All right, so Holt, you get assigned by Mr. Plug to climb up and go into the lookout nest because you've done such a good job up there when you've been up there.
Oh, it's my least favorite job.
I know.
Okay.
And how about you? Are you going to work diligently today? I know you usually do.
I take a bucket up there, so I have enough water to drink, and I do my best to secure it.
Okay.
And like if they need me to do something, like has been the case before when I was in the lookout, sometimes then I'll work diligently. But if it's just keep an eye out, I will instead keep an eye out to see if everyone is having enough water. And if not, I'm gonna fix it.
Very nice. All right, so give me a climb or an athletics check to climb up into the lookout's nest in this continuously hot day. All right.
Easy.
Excellent. So you climb up without any issues. You bring your bucket up with you. You settle in. You see, nearby Conchabars kind of climbing around the rigging. Tips his hat to you.
I point out the bucket to Conchabar. So,
Ah.
if you need water.
Good call, sir. It's definitely... And he takes his hat and kind of fans himself. It's a good day to have a big floppy hat, is it not?
I should get one of those.
Puts it back on. It's also good because the brim is large and it gives me some shade.
Yeah. Clever.
So he climbs a route. He's doing some like mainsail duties today. You know, keeping an eye, lowering and raising the sails when necessary. As you want to give me a perception check to kind of keep an eye out on everybody.
Mm-hmm. Looks
All
like
right.
I get distracted.
Yeah, you definitely are a little distracted. It's kind of hard to pay attention. You're at the highest point on the ship, kind of the person in the main direct sunlight. There's not a lot of cover up here.
Yeah.
And definitely after even the first couple of hours as the sun kind of gets higher in the sky, and there's not a lot of clouds today, so it's like the sun's kind of beating down on the ship as it sails. You above all definitely feel this like just it's hot. Like the temperature from the day before, the temperature has gone up a lot. The discomfort level is very high. You see, like when you do look down, like you do see Miri like running around, and Miri definitely has to stay seriously hydrated because he's got to go up and down and in and out of the ship constantly. At one point, they do drag poor little Jack Scrimshaw up from below deck. Apparently, he got assigned to the bilges today.
Mm-hmm.
And it got so overheated down there that...
That's what the water is.
But it's really like that hot, humid, like no relief down there.
Mm.
And they have to bring him up and kind of give him some water and kind of give him a chance to take a break before they have to send him back down because he didn't plan too well for that.
Make a note.
But otherwise, everything goes off pretty well for the day. People are kind of starting to complain a little bit when a little after, like, the afternoon biscuits kind of go out, and Bart kind of comes up on deck and kind of hands them out. Takes a dip in the water, maybe. Sandara sort of walks around and starts sort of bringing people in to kind of collect everyone and get everyone together for this sort of blessing on the ship.
I don't like that face.
I don't either. The only thing we're missing is Antoinette. Double trouble. But so aside from Narwhal, who's taken back over the duties at the ship's wheel, the rest of the crew kind of comes around. The captain and some of the officers stay up on the rear deck, kind of watching. And Sandara's like, "Come around! We're going to cleanse the darkness that's sort of fallen upon this crew over the last few days and leading into this week." And
Hooray!
Yay! And she looks around, and you see she's actually kind of helps Martins, who apparently they let out of the box this morning.
Thank God.
Yeah, he's very very pale, a little worse for wear. Cutthroat is like comes up and like brings him his musical instrument and kind of moves him over and sits him down, gives him some water, and she pats him on the head and she's like, "It's too hot to be in the box today. Too hot. You might die in there." And he's just nod. Yes. Mm-hmm. And Sandara says, if you're inclined musically at all, be it there's an instrument you like to play, or if you just like to sing at the top of your lungs, we're going to break into some song and sort of bring some more positive energy here to the ship. And
I look for Rosie because she has her violin now.
She does have her violin now.
That's a good idea.
And honestly, it's like one of the first times you see like she brightens a little bit because she's kind of kept it on the down low. But she's like, "Oh, I'll be right back," and she kind of scuttles off down below decks to go to her locker to get her violin.
What if she's like really bad at it?
I don't know. It's a good question.
So I'm going to try and make sure I'm right in the middle of the whole crowd.
Oh, God. And you see a couple of people sort of like someone takes like a crate and like Jaundice like moves a crate over and like knocks on the crate a little bit to see what the sound of the crate sounds like, and then kicks it a little bit, and he kind of sits on a barrel like next to it and like boom 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 like starts kind of banging on the and
That's nice.
and Sandara will just start like she starts sort of singing a sea shanty, like a kind of upbeat sea shanty, and kind of like moving around the deck and singing it, and it's familiar to a lot of people, and those that don't know it can kind of pick it up, and it's kind of repetitive. And she's like clapping and dancing on the ship and like waving her hat in the air and just like thumping her feet, has, you know, getting people to thump their feet and stuff like that, and just sort of going on like that to get people kind of going. And you see Martin's kind of like tunes up a little bit, and then he starts kind of playing along with it, and Jaundice is like banging on his crate like a bass drum, boom 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 boom. And it's a little bit before you hear like the trill of like a violin, and then you hear like Rosie kind of like just get with the beat of it and start playing. She's actually really good with the violin. As soon as she starts playing, it just like cuts across the deck. And even up on the rear deck, you see like Peppery Longfarthing is kind of sitting over with her legs hanging over one of the railings underneath where the bird is up above, and you see her eyeballing the bird, but she's like bobbing her head. And the Stitchman, the doctor, is kind of like stomping his foot up there too, and the Master Gunner is like clapping along. The captain he's standing at the back very stoically, like watching, but he doesn't seem like unhappy about it. You do kind of see Mr. Plug and Master Scourge they still have those just kind of pissy faces, but anytime the captain looks over, you see Mr. Plug like kind of clap along a little bit, and when the captain looks away, he like kind of stops for a minute, and then
So, Jeanette.
Yes.
As all of this occurs, as people are starting to clap and everything, I am going to cast Thunderclap.
No.
Okay.
In the middle of the crowd.
Think so.
You're gonna kill everyone. Is that the plan?
Can you imagine?
Thunder wave on everyone?
No, it's Thunderclap. It's just a thunder sound. Only those right around me have to worry about getting hurt.
Okay.
But nobody will be able to tell that it's coming from me, because as soon as I cast it, I'm going to fall to the ground as if I had been hit by it as well.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay.
Clever.
All right.
Has potential.
Oh boy.
So all creatures within 5 feet of me must make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh my. So.
Hope Jack Scrimshaw's not next to him.
Poor Jack. Let's find out.
Just all our friends.
All the NPCs are friends with her next to him.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
No, I said I'd kind of be in the middle, but I would have, of course, avoided Jack, probably. But I probably would have been closer to, Phipps and Jaundice and Loretta.
Yeah.
So
I'd have been closer to them.
So my imagination on this is that during people like moving and dancing and kicking, like Miri positioned himself and then like repositions himself a little bit to sort of like, and then if like Jack dances up, Miri's like, nope.
That's over there.
Jack's like, all right. Jack dances off to the other side of the ship. He kind of like.
What about me? Would you avoid me?
Of course. I avoid you. I avoid Della. I avoid.
I think Bart is with
Bart.
Sandora and has like his arm around her and is together going around the ship with her
dancing.
I'd have kind of tried to maneuver myself closer to that group that we are trying to implicate as being cursed.
Mm-hmm.
I will just be on the move, trying to keep everyone in the spirit, because I want this to succeed.
Nice.
Yeah.
And what level are you casting this at?
It's a cantrip.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh yeah, because it increases as you go up in level. Cantrips.
Correct.
All right, so let's see here. Oh boy. All right, so there's so if you try to position yourself, so Jaundice is playing on his crate, and Narwhal's up at the back. He's steering the ship, so he's not with them. But around Jaundice are Phipps and Aretta, obviously. Also Mayheem, that large, like, scowling fellow. And Shivka, who is kind of you haven't really interacted with Shivka too much, but Shivka does spend a lot of time with this group. So,
Like her name.
yeah, it's a good name.
That's an awesome name.
So let's see. I need to make, what's the saving throw?
Constitution.
Constitution. All right, so I'm going to start with Shivka. And what's the DC?
It'll be 12.
Okay, so Shivka.
Should be doable.
All right, so Shivka will pass. Aretta will not. Phipps. Dear Phipps. Oh, Phipps
Ooh.
definitely passes.
Dang, folks.
Jaundice, who's playing away on his crate, just makes it. And Mahim. So Aretta's the only one to fail the saving throw.
You'll take 4 points of damage.
All right, so she gets blasted by it and goes flying.
That being said, everybody hears in the entire ship a thunderous boom up to 100 feet away, which I'm assuming the ship is not 100 feet.
Oh gosh, no. Yeah, it echoes
So
out.
Everybody would hear this.
Yep. And the singing like stops immediately. Like everyone's kind of was getting in the and like Sandara grabs onto Bart in surprise and looks around. You see Aretta like screams and like falls to the deck, like clasping her ears, and when she pulls her hands away, like there's blood on her hands where she's bleeding from the ears, and she's like yelling really loud, like she can't hear herself yelling in the moment. And the captain like storms from the rear of the upper deck and like to the railing and looks around and bellows, "What in the blazes is that?"
I think we all just form like a circle around them, just like the where it came from, and we're all stunned, standing there, like what the heck?
Yeah,
Can I actually run over to? Was it Aretta?
Aretta.
Who got hit?
Yep, Aretta got hit.
Can I run over to her?
Sure.
And I'm gonna like get down on my knees, and say, "Are you all right? Can you hear me?"
What? And the others are kind of holding their ears, like, but not like they didn't. It just hurts a little bit. They didn't take this damage to their eardrums. It's like, what did you say?
Let's see if you can hear this, and I'm gonna use Healing Word on her.
Okay.
So she's gonna regain. Let's see.
But only if she can hear you, right?
Well,
she
it
can.
doesn't. It actually doesn't say. It says a creature of your choice that you can see within range regains hit points equal to 1d4 plus your spellcasting ability modifier. The spell has no effect on undead or constructs.
Fun.
So I guess they don't have to hear you. I mean, it doesn't clarify anyway.
Misleading name of a spell.
So she's gonna regain, I believe,
1 million hit points.
maybe 6 hit points.
Oh, so
Nice.
so the bleeding kind of stops, and she like, what did you say?
I asked if you were all right. I hope that helped.
I can hear you. What the hell was that?
So I'll be picking myself up and shaking my head and looking around, going, "What happened?"
You were right, Miri.
I guess. What was that?
I'll carefully approach. Is it over? I'll pick you up.
I stand up and I just kind of look around and go, "God, that was loud. What happened?"
I'm also going to stand up, and Bart's going to say, "I think that the spirits are trying to scare us just a bit. You know, give us a little fright. But
No, we were so good with the dancing and the singing and the music.
Exactly.
I guess Syl didn't like that.
No,
Well, fuck
no.
you, Sil. We did our best.
You hear Master
think-
Scourge, don't say her name!
I think she's just
Right,
trying to
sorry.
have a little laugh at our expense, you know? We're doing so well. She doesn't want to go, but that won't stop us, will it, ladies and gentlemen?"
Sandara looks, no, that won't stop us. Let's keep it going. Yes, let's... The spirits, her spirit needs to go to rest so that the rest of us can continue on our way. We know that her time was cut short, but that doesn't mean that she needs to haunt us anymore. We just need to... The goddess will bless us if we continue to worship her, and she will take Syl to the next life on the high seas. And she starts like stomping her feet and clapping again and singing.
Yeah, all right. I'll show you some dancing, you Syl, and I'll like super get into it.
So I'll get up and I'll start getting into it again as well, and then all of a sudden I will move my hands in such a way that the water on the deck underneath the crowd turns red.
Oh, it's
I'm just gonna like stomp on the red water.
Sandara's looks at it, and she's like looks at Holt, and she's like, we'll kick it's we're pushing the spirit away. Bismara, bless this ship. Don't allow it to founder in the high seas as we sail. Bring us your blessings. Don't let one dark spirit darken our day. And she's kicking the water and looking around, and some people, like Jack, has backed away and is like standing in the doorway, like, But other people are like dancing and slamming down on the deck, like kicking the red water, trying to kick it away. And you see Rosie puts down her violin, and she goes and gets a mop, and she's like mopping up the water.
Mop dancing.
Yep.
I will subconsciously cast Purify Food and Drink, which purifies all the water nearby.
Interesting.
So it will return to normal.
It does. So the water starts to clear, and Sandara yells, "See, this is it. We just need the positive spirit of Bismara to come down and bless us. And see, it's working." And she's dancing. She like grabs onto Bart and spins him, and and then she like spins Holt, and then she goes over and like grabs Miri and spins him, and she says, "We will cleanse this ship and the spirits that are on this ship."
Yeah, no more spirits.
Yeah.
So I'll look up at the deck where the officers are, and move my hands and turn the water to ice underneath them.
These poor officers. All right, so the entire rear deck turns icy. Let's see here.
Now, were the officers dancing?
Yeah, that's the question.
That's
Um,
what I was hoping for.
Well, there were like so Peppery was on the rail, but the Stitchman was kind of stomping his feet, getting into it. Riaris, the master gunner, and her assistant were kind of getting into it a little bit. Kipper, the gunner's mate, was just kind of standing under like where Narwhal is by the rail, like watching as the parrot was like bobbing its head up in the cage, not paying attention. So, and the captain and Mr. Plug and Master Scourge aren't dancing, but they're up there. So let's see, Master Scourge, we'll start with you. So Master Scourge does not lose his footing. He's getting used to this ice.
He's so used to it at this point.
Yeah, he must be getting used to it.
You actually might notice that he's like fixed the soles of his shoes to have like studs now, because he's had so much problems with the ice. Mr. Plug is also pretty. He slides, but he grabs the rail and doesn't fall over. The Stitchman, I think he just keeps his feet, and they keep their feet. Kipper goes sliding sideways as he like went to take a step as the bird almost pooped on him, and he slides down the stairs. Oh, what the fuck? And then the captain. He almost loses his footing, and he looks down at the deck, and he looks at Mr. Plug, and he's like, "What is that? Why is that happening?" And he's like, and then he looks around, he's like, "We need more prayers. This does not seem to be working, priestess." And he kind of glares down at Sandara, who's like, "Perhaps," she looks around, "perhaps we must take this further. Maybe the goddess won't be appeased by our offering today. I may have to.
I have to wait. I have. What a given the role she's got, Captain.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, I have to.
Captain, it seems like Slippery still wants something from you.
He looks down at Miri and he says, "And what would that be?"
Maybe she wants to see you dance, Captain.
I think it's got to be all of us, sir.
Got to be the officers and the crew, not just us.
Why don't you make a persuasion check with with advantage because other people start yelling too, along with. That's pretty.
Oh, God bless.
Yep, that'll work.
You just see like this sort of dark look kind of pass over the captain's face, and he like looks at Mr. Plug, and well, you heard them. Apparently, we all need to take part fully in this celebration.
You don't have to be good. You just have to put your heart into it.
So I'll dismiss the ice so it disappears for now.
He ushers the officers down onto the main deck. You see Peppery like, I'm staying here and dance where I'm sitting. Narwhal just like looks around and shakes his head at the wheel like, ugh. And the bird's like, everybody dancing, everybody dancing. The captain stays kind of on the stairs to the rear deck, and then Rosie kind of puts up her violin and kind of picks up the tune again. She kind of side eye looks at Sandara, and Sandara like starts clapping again, and starts yelling out to the goddess dancing around the deck. Runs over and takes Phipps by the arm and yanks him up and says, "Dance!" And then she starts dancing around, and you see the officers kind of look at one another. The Stitchman like starts stomping again, and
I'll go get Mr. Scourge and dance with him.
Okay.
You roll me a persuasion check.
Well, so you can do this.
He just like stares at you like. And then as he like looks like he's about to take a step back, Mr. Plug walks up behind him and elbows him in the back. Dance. And Master Scourge is like, and he starts dancing. Like big old clumpy feet. And
So what is the captain doing here?
so the captain is like standing on the stairs, and you just watch him like he just kind of steps up a step, steps down a step, steps up a step, steps down a step. And Pepper looks over and goes, "You're off beat." And she's like shaking her crazy singed hair back and forth, and her goggles are kind of bouncing around her neck, and she's wiggling her head back and forth. The captain just kind of does this like sort of step jig, like claps a little with the music when Sandara looks at him. Looks across at Mr. Plug, who is kind of like, Mr. Plug is a very good dancer. Like when he starts dancing,
Really?
like he's very like agile on his feet and starts dancing around. But the face doesn't change. Like he just has that permanent scowl on his face. Like he'd rather be doing anything but this in the moment.
Is he still kind of close to the captain?
He's just like down the stairs from him, kind of maybe about 10 feet off from the stairs.
So as they start moving,
Oh no.
creating ice again.
Oh.
Oh my God.
All right.
And I'm incorporating the hand movements into my dance, so it's
of course.
there's nothing to see here.
I did the same with my Purify spell, so it works.
All right. So Mr. Plug, he's kind of stomping and dancing, and he slides on the ice, but he doesn't lose his footing. He just sort of like goes with the slide and kind of lets himself sort of spin on the ice until he gets to solid deck, and then jumps and stomps again and kicks at the ice with a foot and looks down and looks around. And he looks at Master Scourge, who looks at the ice and is like, the captain
He's gonna die. He's gonna slip and hit his head, and it's gonna be awful.
Oh no, he slides
thank
down
God.
like 2 steps, but he grabs hold of the rail as he comes down, and he stomps both feet really hard on the deck when he lands. And he looks around again and looks at the ice, and he's like, "Priestess, you need to make this work faster."
Captain, you need to be into this. The whole crew and all the officers got to be into it.
We're into it. Look, we're all dancing.
You're not energetic enough, Captain.
The pirate queen won't be satisfied till our dance churns the maelstrom itself. Come on, mates.
Seals the pirate queen.
No,
Since
Bismarck.
when?
Miri, the captain gives you this look like you think he really has this urge to just toss you off the boat. Like, he glares daggers. And then, and I mean, the captain's a big fellow. Like, I mean, this guy is big, like, muscled, like, and he looks at you and he just starts, like, stomp dancing, like, staring at you, like, claps his hands, really angry, like,
Is this good enough for you?
That's it. We're doing it.
So the ice will disappear. For now.
And this goes on for a little bit until, like, cause it is really warm. I want everybody to make
that's a good
Constitution
point.
saving throws.
God. Okay.
All right, not bad, not bad. So, I mean, it's hot, but you guys are doing all right.
I'm drinking my water.
Ouch.
Mr. Plug looks like he's struggling a little bit after a while. Master Scourge. He's doing all right. He has sort of, against his, like, wanting to, he has kind of taken off the heavy coat he wears, which you can all see. He's not a very big man. Scourge is, the coat gives him a bigger look. He's one of those, like, very lanky, kind of skinny, but he can't deal with that with this heat. So he takes that off in order to, like, continue doing this. The rest of the officers in the crew, like a couple people, stop to take some water for a little bit, and this whole little ceremony goes on for maybe an hour or so. And Miri, do you do any more shenanigans?
At the end of the hour, I am going to cast Sleep, centered on Master Scourge.
Oh man. All right. Roll those dice.
Just wearing themselves out dancing, nothing to be concerned about.
All right. So you cast it. Master Scourge does not go down. But let's see who's around.
I'm right next to him.
Oh, well, how many hit points do you have, Holt?
20.
So
Is there anybody that has less than him, though?
that is true. I will say that there are, because some of the other pirate crew do not have that many hit points. So nearby, Master Scourge. Phipps again goes down and hits the deck, followed by Conchabar was kind of like dancing and swinging his hat around, and you just see him go and just land at Holt's feet, like, and the hat just kind of falls down on his face. Master Scourge says, "Think they got too much sun."
Right. Yeah. All right. I think that's enough now. We should be. This is done. All right. People are passing out from the heat. That's not right.
And last but not least,
Oh no.
the red water underneath the captain.
Captain
Right,
looks
I think
down.
we got it, everybody. Let's.
Captain looks down at his feet, looks over at Sandara and says, "You may have to look into other options. I don't know if this has been successful, priestess. Maybe the goddess isn't appeased."
Oh, come on, really? We gave it everything we've got.
No.
Not everything.
Captain looks around. Mr. Plug, get your crew back in order. Get them back to their tasks. We have work to continue. Priestess, I guess you'll have to think of something else. And he strolls toward his cabin door and opens the cabin door and goes inside. And you see inside the cabin, kind of lounging, is Tawny, his cabin mate there, the one that kind of takes care of all his like cleanup and stuff. And he goes in, followed by some of the other officers, and the door closes behind them.
When the door opens and we see Tawny in there, I say, well, that's the problem. She won't dancing.
She just looks out at you, and she couldn't see what I was doing inside of here.
Were you
You weren't
dancing?
doing it as part of the crew.
Yeah. No, that was the whole fucking point of this thing, for us all to come together. Everyone did it. Even the captain.
It's Tawny's fault, and I'll start whispering among the crew that it's Tawny's fault.
As the door, the captain walks up and closes the door with everybody who's gone inside, and people do kind of start whispering. What's just
I'm angry too. Who the fuck does that Tawny chick think she is? Like she's the only one who doesn't have to participate. That's not right.
Code of Besmara says you don't sail or ride for free, and evidently Tawny doesn't understand that one.
And they start kind of...
Yeah.
Pay a price by dancing.
Everyone joined in.
That's
Except
right.
Tawny. Tawny
Set
didn't
that
join
one.
in.
Sandara says...
I'm real upset now.
I didn't realize... I didn't notice her not... She doesn't wander about much. I didn't realize she wasn't participating. I'll have to have a chat with her the next time I see her.
Yeah.
Maybe she needs to be sacrificed to the goddess to make this right.
Hmm.
Are you insane? We're not going to stab her to death for not dancing.
Maybe that's what
she
Slippery
was a
Still
jerk,
was.
but we're not going to kill her over it.
I didn't say kill her. I said sacrifice.
That means kill.
Sandara says,
No.
what is your definition of sacrifice, Miri? I'd be very interested to know this. As the rest of the crew's kind of moving away and moved out.
Give her to the sea. Give her to the goddess.
Right, tossing her
goddess can do
overboard
with
is
her-
killing her.
The goddess can do with her as the goddess pleases.
Miri, I would prefer, if we can, not to have anyone die.
Well, the Code of Besmar also says one fool can sink a crew.
It's
so
true.
So if Tawny is
Maybe
the
she's the
prize,
fool.
Tawny is the fool.
I will have to pray to the goddess for guidance on this, Miri. We don't take lives or consider taking lives without much prayer and contemplation.
I have never said to take her life. I said to sacrifice her to the goddess. And the goddess can choose what happens. If the goddess chooses to take her life, then that is the price to be paid. If the goddess chooses to make her a servant, then that is the price to be paid.
No,
But it is not on our hands. It is in the goddess's hands.
He makes a good point. I mean,
I'll have to pray about this.
How does the rest of the crew react?
There's a lot of them are moving off to go back to tasks and things like that, but there is
They're all exhausted, but is there let's kill that Tawny?
maybe not kill yet, but you do hear whispers, as Miri pointed out, and loudly, and people are upset when they think that maybe she didn't participate and maybe she sort of ruined this ritual that they all tried to do.
Tawny's fault.
it's all coming together.
I'm going to continue whispering that.
Yep,
among
we're all
the
going to
crew.
kill Tawny, who did absolutely nothing wrong, and killing her doesn't
I never
improve
said to kill
anything.
her. I never said to kill her. Not once.
Sure. I wake up the two who fell unconscious.
Conchabar sits up and says, "Is the dancing done?"
Yeah, you kind of passed out at the end there, mate.
Oh, I was really in the spirit of the whole thing, just, it's been a long time since
It's the heat. Look, I got you some water.
Oh, well, thank you so much. Yes, it's, it's been a while. My stamina's a bit lower than what I'd like.
And I'll wake up Phipps and offer to him some water as well.
Phipps, opens his eyes, sits up, and he's like, "What the hell?" Oh,
You fell asleep again, friend.
We think it's the heat, but it could be the curse still.
I think it's the curse because Tawny didn't participate.
Yeah, you didn't see because you were on, down on the ground. But like right at the end, we saw that Tawny wasn't like with us. She was in the captain's quarters, and it didn't look like she'd been dancing. So
was that an option, not to dance?
No.
Everyone had a dance.
Everybody was
she
supposed
didn't, and that's why the ritual failed. And there's still this fucking curse.
Why we still have the curse? It's Tawny's fault.
Right.
That way.
Now, I'm not saying like we do anything.
That also means it's the captain's fault. The captain allowed her to do that.
Maybe the captain didn't notice she was in the cabin.
Well,
Isn't
he should
the
know
captain
what's going on
all-knowing?
in his own cabin.
Maybe
I was real disappointed.
Maybe she can't
we gave
dance.
it so much. The two of you danced till you fell down.
It's true.
And still, it didn't work. Even people like Mr. Plug and Mr. Scourge, they danced.
So did the captain.
Yeah, even the captain. Everyone.
Sturgic.
I like the captain's little dance.
Yeah.
It's that guy in the corner that's just like,
That's me. That's what
It's
I
like
think.
that's me too, yeah.
That's me.
That's me in the corner.
Yep. We're all the see now we all feel for the captain, like now we have a connection.
We're all Captain Harrigan.
There's a lot of whispers as this afternoon goes on and people finish up their tasks, and Master Scourge is good to his word of like kind of calling off like evening activities because it's been so hot all day and after everything that happened, and people are kind of spirits are a little low because things didn't work, and everybody's still kind of nervous that
And our fun's been cancelled.
and your fun's been canceled. So
That's
once
Tawny's fault.
So once dinner is served, mostly by Bart because Fish Guts is he managed to stumble up for the shenanigans. He actually carried up the goat. Like as Bart went to go back downstairs, Fish Guts was like stumbling back down the stairs with the goat in hand. But Bart, you do have to finish everything for the meal, the final preps and stuff. And everyone's kind of sent off to bed a little early. It's still like it's ungodly warm still going into the evening. Like even with the sun going down, it doesn't seem like you're getting a lot of relief from the heat. So you may be looking at a couple of days of some pretty warm, uncomfortable weather going forward.
God.
Which
But we're getting ice on the deck.
you are,
It's true.
next time that ice shows up, everybody may just roll around on the ice.
Ugh.
Like, oh, thank God.
The curse.
Thank God. Maybe it was all for the right reasons. But yeah, so do you all kind of go settle in for the evening to go to bed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Sure.
All right, so
If there's someone who seems to be suffering heat stroke, I'll lay on hands them for like a moment.
all right, mostly honestly the two that are really struggling today, you noticed Badger and Barefoot. Maybe the alcohol consumption from the night
Yeah,
before
right, makes sense.
wasn't
Yeah.
very good on them.
I'll check in on them, and as I touch them to see how are you, I'll take away their disease or poison, and I figured this falls under that. And they'll be fine.
Yeah, they seem almost immediately to kind of like, oh my thank goodness, like the definitely hangover on a really hot humid day the next day with a lot of work and dancing is not a good mixture. So They do seem very appreciative of your checking in on them, and they feel much better when you leave. They can't explain why. You just have that personality. Like you just
I give them some water too. That'll do it.
help them hydrate a little bit.
Yeah.
Um,
Remember to drink, ladies.
but
Code of Besmara also says, be sure to get plenty of water.
I mean, she would say that, wouldn't she? She's the goddess of the sea.
Yeah, you know.
Sindara
Water's good.
Sindara looks at Bart and is like, "So, you know, I could almost take you on as an acolyte of the priestess. You definitely are well informed, Bart."
Yeah, since when?
I'd like to think so, you know.
Did you like find a pamphlet somewhere or something?
No, just years and years of piracy, you know.
Old hat at this then.
Very old hat, and I tap my hat.
Sounds good. Well, I think it's going to be another long day tomorrow, so I'm going to get some rest while I can.
I'm sorry the ritual didn't work. I know you gave it your best.
Well, we'll just have to consider moving forward what to do next, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So as we go downstairs, we know the captain's cabin. We know Sandara's in there.
You know Tawny's in there.
Or I'm sorry, yes, Tawny's
Yep.
in there. So I am going to, as I go down and look at that door into the captain's cabin from that first level, I'm going to cast message at Tawny
Yeah.
and say, "Slippery Sill is coming to get you."
All right, and I think on that we're gonna end for today.
Excellent.
Kat is gonna be sorry she missed this.
I know. And poor Antoinette. Should just let Miri handle those shenanigans for today. They got to switch off so that nobody really catches on to who's doing things. So, yep, playing the long game. So yes, indeed. So we will call it there. That was Sindara did her best to try to appease the spirits, but apparently there's still some.
Just gonna have to get a little more aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to find out what to do about this. Sindara's got some prayers and things like that. Yeah, we don't know who's gonna be held responsible. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe Tawny. Maybe it'll go all the way up to the captain. Who knows? But until next time, let's go around and do any plugs we have and things like that. So why don't we start, since Dylan wasn't here to say hello and introduce himself? Hey Dylan, what do you got going on? Anything good?
Hi, I'm Dylan. I actually, a couple weeks ago, put out my first DM's Guild product, which is called Dance of the Deathless Frost, which is a supplement for Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus. Well, basically, I expanded on Koschiki, the Demon Lord, his role in that adventure, and it has stuff like vehicle stats for the Dancing Hut of Baba Yaga. You meet Baba Yaga and certain Witch Queen, Igwil, stuff like that. All sorts of cool stuff. And besides this game, on Saturdays at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, although we have not been able to play for quite a while, unfortunately.
Real life shenanigans.
Yeah, Jeanette and I are over on twitch.tv/PowerscoreRPG. We are playing with the Chaos Crew, having our fun Faerun adventures. Jeanette's character may now be an old lady with her fiance, and maybe in the Beholder Crime Lord's lair, as you do.
These things happen.
Yeah. So that's where
Excellent.
you can find me.
Sounds good. How about PaladinHulk? What you got going on?
Hi, everybody. Well, besides this amazing campaign, I have a masked show over on Welcome Party RPG, where things are coming together. Our team is functional finally, and we're making some progress in the actual plot. But things are good. So tune in to see how that develops. And I just now, or just like a few days ago, joined it's a Blades in the Dark hack, and I'm going to be playing on Grimjack's channel, and we're going to play a Watchmen RPG. So we're all going to be dark, horrible superheroes with loads of issues, and it's going to be a huge cast in 2 groups, and I'm one of them, which I think is a real
Awesome.
honor. I'm going to be playing with a lot of cool people, and I wonder how that's going to go. I'm going to play a guy called Martial Law, and Martial as in U.S. Marshal. I don't know. I still have to develop him, but I'm sure it's going to be great.
I'm already excited.
I love the name alone.
I know.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Excellent. And Brad, what's up?
So, if you have any hankerings towards a science fictionist, futuristic, steampunk type universe, I suggest you try out an audio drama called Copper Hearts. I'm going to be a voice extra in the future, so we'll see how that plays out. See if it turns into something more, but might catch my voice in the background there. But it's a great show. I've actually been following it since it started about 2 years ago, and I kickstarted it and everything else. So they've got a good crew there. It's something you might want to check out if sci-fi, steampunkish type stuff is in your genres that you enjoy listening to.
Nice.
Other than that, just here, having fun, causing shenanigans.
Indeed. I look forward to more. Things are interesting on board the ship. And so and I'm Jeanette. Hi. I play every Saturday with Dylan at 3 on Power Square RPG's channel. Every other Saturday I play on Scotty Hood's channel and Ghost of Saltmarsh. So we get up to at least my character gets up to some shenanigans over there. And starting in a couple weeks, we're going to have 2 new Cthulhu games on this channel. I was going to do 1, but I'm going to do 2 because, and they're going to be on alternating Monday and Tuesdays. So every other Tuesday, every other Monday for, a while. And other than that, a lot of the shows that have been on here are being released as podcasts over at my podcast site, which is at podbean.com/uncanny_adventures. And just finished a game that was run offline that I converted to a podcast, but starting this coming week, we're going to have the Call of Cthulhu Reign of Terror game starting to release as podcast in honor of more Cthulhu. Yeah, and other than that, find me various places when I figure out what I'm doing. And here all the time whenever I'm online live. So that's what we got going on. So thank you everybody for playing. We missed Kat today, but hopefully Kat will feel better and be back full steam ahead in 2 weeks. And thank you everybody who watches and who catches us later on. And we'll see everybody soon. Hope everyone has a good week. Take care. And happy holidays if I forget where it falls. But if we miss the holiday, happy holidays. So take it easy.
So,
yeah.
Bye.
No, go ahead for it. What's up?
Go.
All right, we're going to go. Bye.
Bye.